Well, first off, we have to talk about Taylor Hotchkiss, because she is giving me Into the Wild vibes. She's giving me, I don't know what kind, she's like spooking me, but also I'm intrigued.
I'm super intrigued, because at first it's like, I don't know. It's like...
To catch you guys up, if you didn't see last episode, Taylor locked Allison in her creepy little RV, drove off into the distance, and we were left wondering, is she gonna murder her, or like what's gonna happen? And this episode we're seeing kind of getting to know Taylor a little bit more, and I'm not sure if I trust her completely. I mean, I feel bad for her because she's wondering if her mom killed her, which Claire Hotchkiss is probably one of the most sus people I've ever seen in my life.
100%.
So I'm not 100%
But
sure.
yeah, because it's at first you're like, okay, you feel super bad for Taylor because she obviously had to escape this obvious crazy family.
And then her brother died.
Well, okay, yeah. Back it up. Nolan died. After she was already in hiding, even though everyone already thought she was dead. But plot twist, wasn't dead. Didn't see that coming. Just kidding, but we did.
And then I guess Claire imported Allison to be like her daughter's tracker.
Right, because she knew they were so similar that she would be the only person that would find Taylor, which she did.
Well, similar in personality and similar in circumstances, because Allison was gone. Everyone thought Allison was dead in PLL.
Right.
And then, you know, she resurfaced, and she is who we all know who today. R.I.P. Emerson, just gotta say that. But, yeah, I was kind of shook about that whole situation with Taylor. So I guess only time's going to tell.
Right, because do we be wary of her? Like, I mean...
And then the disappearance at the end.
Yeah, even though she said, like, literally 5 minutes later, this is the only place I feel safe. Where'd you go?
Sis was not
Where
safe.
did you go?
We're just wondering who took her. Was it Claire?
Or did she leave? Okay, here's the thing. Did someone take her? Or did she leave on her own?
That is the million-dollar question. I feel like it's going to be something that we never expected to happen, because PLL is known for all these plot twists. I mean, hello, CC. Like, no one saw that coming. Like, they just pull things out of nowhere.
Right.
Speaking of things out of nowhere, there was some mentions of Alex and Mary Drake.
Why?
I just can't. My head exploded. I felt heads rolled.
Heads rolled.
No
We snapped. Why?
So the first episode had this kind of line that Mona said where she hinted that they had escaped from her dollhouse in Paris. It was brought up again by this shady little Dana Booker person who I guess got fired from the FBI, and now she's
Which obviously only Mona would know, because let's talk about it. They sit down, well, Mona's waiting for Allison, and guess what? Allison didn't show up. It was the ex-FBI agent, and yeah, and then she was like, well, let's talk about Alex Drake. Well,
like,
what? I don't know.
The question I want to know from you is, do you think that you want to see Alex and Mary Drake come back? Because I do.
I don't.
And her weird little Cockney accent.
No, I hate that accent. Can I just say that? I hate that accent, first of all. But second of all...
Sorry, Troyan.
Sorry, no, I mean, great, but I do not want to see them back. Because also, think about it, why would they ever come near Mona? Also, they obviously escaped. We don't know how they escaped. Also, that dollhouse was super creepy. But they escaped, so why would they ever come back near that? And I also think that if you do have Alex Drake come back, then you kind of have to have all the other OG ladies come back.
Well, we're gonna roll a clip right now, because we were talking with some of the cast members, and they said they do want Alex and Mary Drake, so check that out.
We would love to have them on the show. I mean, that's a no-brainer, and I think Marlene is definitely heading in that direction. That's her goal.
Mm-hmm.
They're super fun characters. Andrea, who plays Mary and Alex Drake, it'd be really fun, really fun to see what she comes up with.
I want to see them knock on her door in Beacon Heights. I would love to see Alex and Mary Drake just show up in this new town. So maybe season 2, we'll see.
Obviously, you don't agree with that,
Right.
but I agree with that, because I thought Alex Drake was really funny, but I guess we'll see how that unfolds. Now, speaking of Dana Booker, I don't trust her.
No, how can you trust her? She got fired from the FBI.
And also, she just annoys me. I want Mona to just, like, write a little code and, like, lock her up or something. Because, like, she's just, like, bugging me. Like, and I don't get bugged very easily by, like, annoying evil characters. But she's just,
she's bugging
meddling.
you.
Like,
Yeah.
she's a meddling miss.
No, I feel the same way.
Okay, well, next we have to talk about, I guess, we can touch on Claire, because we've been talking about her a lot.
We have to. What
are her intentions?
What are her intentions? What was your gut feeling?
My
when
gut
first?
is that, well, you know, I love Kelly Rutherford. throwback to Gossip Girl, but this is like
Lily.
Gossip Girl on crack, like dark.
Totally
Like, it's basically like if Claire is like the version of herself that Dan is in You, or whatever his name is, Penn in You. You know, the dark
high five. I
dark
love that.
side. Yeah, so I think her intentions might be good to get her daughter, but I also think that she's up to something with this whole spy software thing. Like, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good at all. That's the whole thing behind this whole entire series thus far. We're on episode 5. It's all back to the beacon security.
Yeah,
of it
I
all.
don't like it. It's very Big Brothers, hashtag 1984, that kind of vibe. I'm not into it.
I'm not into it either. But like, also, we still have to talk about Nolan, like, and Claren. It's just so fishy where I know she made
put out the bolo on him basically to Beacon Watch in the first episode.
Right.
And then he ended up, roll the clip. Okay, yeah, we know.
We know, we saw that already. You guys
Steered
are
like a fish in the sea, sis. But I don't know, I guess we're just gonna have to see. But this episode, she was mighty not trustworthy, I didn't think.
No, she was not trustworthy at all. I mean, because I feel like she's trying to have Allison wrap, like,
The fact that your own daughter doesn't know if she tried to kill you is like a sign.
also
Yeah.
a huge sign with that.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have, so Mason, untrustworthy little Mason. Okay, so like I didn't really agree with the whole like drugging and knocking out and like stealing all his.
Right.
Like there's easier ways to steal people's cell phones.
But obviously, though, he was just like somewhat. I guess he always has his phone on him. I mean, I always have my phone on him. But like, you can take this somehow
They need to just Google how to steal someone's cell phone
without knocking them out.
I mean, if he's at the gym, just go. You don't need to knock him out.
You don't need to knock him out. But let's talk about that. I mean, like, why do you think that he's so, like, sketchy?
I think he's one of those guys, and I don't know if you guys have seen the show called The Bad Girls Club, but there was one season.
I have not seen
Okay,
this.
well, there was one season where the HBIC basically got evicted, and then, like, this girl who
Wait, what's the HB?
head be in charge. She basically got evicted
Just
from
so
the
you
house
guys
for
know.
trying to fight somebody. And then this little girl who was in the Bad Girls Club house, who was very unassuming, stepped up and showed her true colors, which were like psycho. And that's what this reminds me of, because it's like he went from being like kind of in the rafters, and then he sees the power, like the head power is gone.
Right.
Nolan's dead.
And then he's like,
I'm gonna be the
so
new
you
one.
don't think, though, that he was the one that killed Nolan?
I think the person who killed Nolan.
Because that's what their little group is thinking right now.
Every time that any of these people in Pretty Little Liars think they know what's going on, they don't.
Right, learn that, everyone. Obviously, you guys already know that. But
They always just pull something out of thin air that we never saw coming. We were left quaking, like bald. My wig is in Maryland. Like I can't. So no, I don't know if I think Mason is actually the one who did any of this. I think he's up to something for sure. Maybe colluding a la Mona, but back when Mona was bad-ish.
is she still bad?
See, Mona just does what she wants.
I know, but like she has such this like
I think she's kind of slipping into a little
her
bit
old
of,
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But also, I feel like she's looking for, as she said in the episode, her white knight. And we actually recently talked to Janelle, and she was hinting that her character Mona might be finding a love interest this season. Roll the clip.
You might get that coming up very soon. And it's fun because if you were to see that, you would see a whole new side of Mona. She's kind of had, she's had her relationships in the past, but they've all been kind of surfacey, young love. You might actually see her kind of fall in love sometime soon.
Would you want Mona to find love?
yeah, but I hope it's not that janitor.
Well, I don't think that she's gonna go with the crusty, musty old janitor. No offense.
Well, okay, but
Not the real guy is probably not musty, but his character is musty.
But obviously, though, I mean, she was warming up to him. Remember, she was like peanut brittle, and she's like, no, I'm
she's
on
on
a
a
cleanse. But then, like 5 minutes later, she was eating that peanut brittle.
Well, I think Mona has better taste than that.
So we
but-
don't think it's the. But how does also the janitor? I mean, he's obviously a key player right now.
We'll see. I'm not sure about that. And okay, so the last thing we have to talk about is Caitlyn getting hit by the car. We were talking a little bit before about this, and she thinks it's Mason, and I think it's somebody that we don't know. We haven't been shown yet. It's gonna be like a CeCe Drake, Alex Drake reveal where you're like, what?
Yeah, but that was so like far. I feel like we're only on episode 5, so like
I think it could be Claire. Because, I mean, because the whole thing was that they were communicating through their cell phones, and I feel like she's watching all the cell phone, like, conversations.
She's totally watching everything, but Caitlyn hits Mason over the head, on the head. He's laying bleeding out, but then his eyes.
Okay, but he also is, like, kind of impaired. I don't think he's gonna be able to, like...
But why would you show... You gotta think, like, why would you show his eyes going, like... And then, like... I don't know.
TBD, I guess, on that. One last side note, actually, is I'm feeling really bad for Ava, especially this episode. It feels like everyone is betraying her, and she's just finding out. Like, her parents left her, Caitlyn betrayed her, and then her other friend, Nolan and Dylan, like, hooked up, and that she saw the photo.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I know. And I just feel really bad for this girl.
Because I do think the three of them, even though they're like, we aren't friends, they are friends. They're obviously gonna...
Or they're gonna be friends.
They're gonna be friends. There's no way they just go their separate ways.
I mean, it's called The Perfectionists for a reason. It's not called three disparate people with different plot lines. So they're gonna probably end up together, but it's just like, I feel so bad for her because it feels like her character especially just keeps getting everything bad thrown her way.
Everything bad thrown her way. But, I mean, they have to, the whole parents plot has to come into play soon enough.
I guess we'll see what
Like,
happens with
hello?
that. I feel bad for her. Can you imagine your parents just up and leaving you, but with like a trunk full of money?
But like, she got a trunk full of money.
But like, she doesn't have a mom and dad now.
But she has a trunk full of money.
I know. So I guess, what are your guys' thoughts on the most recent episode? Make sure to let us know down in the comments.
Yes.
Also make sure to subscribe so you can see our weekly recap of Pretty Little Liars.
And what you want to talk about, we'll talk about next week.
Awesome. We'll see you then.
If you love that video, you're going to love everything on the Access YouTube channel. So hit the subscribe button. You can thank me later. Hit it. Now. Thanks.